A kindergarten school bus is waiting to receive the kids, and one of the students sticks a "You are nice" sticker on the driver's hand. Unfortunately, the driver seems to have an evil spirit as he speeds the bus in his excitement when all the students have boarded it. He is driving recklessly on the road without caring for anyone and even colliding with the vehicles on his way in enjoyment. The teacher comes ahead to stop him from rash driving, but the driver doesn't listen to her either. Thankfully, our counter's radar, Hannah, detects his presence, and the rest of the counters swing into action too. The team's healer, Miss Chu, has come in front of the bus with 2 metal rods in her hands. She throws one of the poles straight into the front screen of the bus, attacking the driver, but the driver dodges it and turns the bus to avoid Miss Chu. Then, Miss Chu used the other pole to make the bus take a turn so that it would not collide with the construction site on the road. After that, Miss Chu goes to heal a roadside worker who became the victim of the rash driving of the evil spirit. In the meantime, Hannah somehow enters the bus and pulls the driver from the driver's seat. Then she drives the bus but finds out that the brakes have failed. Meanwhile, another counter, Tac, comes to help in his car. He drives the car, passes the bus, and then stops it in the center of the road. The evil spirit tries to take down Hannah during this, but Hannah strikes him back using the power from the territory she calls. After that, Tac, standing on the opposite side of the car, gives a push to the car to slow it down. Eventually, after much effort by Tac, the bus is finally stopped, but the evil spirit takes one of the kids hostage. He then comes out of the bus and wants to flee from the grip of the counters, using the kid as a hostage. But suddenly, his hold on his weapon begins to loosen. Channeling his main character's energy, the team's strongest counter, So Moon, makes his appearance on the roof of the bus. He uses his powers to make the evil spirit throw his weapon, but the evil spirit then jumps from the bridge along with the kid down the river. Everyone gets tensed seeing this, but So Moon uses his powers to pull both the driver and the kid back on the road. He saves the kid from the grip of the evil spirit and then smashes him back on the road. So Moon then gives a final kick to the evil spirit, defeating him completely. He then puts his right hand on the chest of the evil spirit and summons it. The following day, when Hannah and So Moon are going somewhere, they see a kid venting his anger on a stuffed toy. So Moon goes towards the kid and asks him what the matter is, but the kid behaves very rudely towards So Moon and runs towards his home. When So Moon and Hannah follow the kid to his home, they see that his father is beating his mother badly for money. When that kid reaches there, the father also comes to him asking for the place where his mother has hidden the money. When So Moon catches the hand of that father to stop him from beating the kid, he finds out that the man is actually an addict, and he beats his wife very often, so it's a case of domestic violence, and the counters hands over the man to the police department. Hannah has also seen some glimpses of that man begging to take some more time from loan sharks to repay his loan. After that, the mother and the kid are invited to the counter's house, where they are given noodles to eat and treated very well. The counters try to pull them out of the trauma they have been facing due to the domestic violence. Meanwhile, we see a couple in the ultrasound room who are happy to see their fetus in the womb. They are a nice couple, and it's their first baby, which is why they are very excited about it. When they come out of the room, they see news about the scam in a residential area. The couple also lost their whole money in that scam, which dulls their happiness for a moment. The woman, Min Ji, becomes anxious seeing the news, while the man, Ma Ju-suk, tries to calm her, saying that they have buried the past behind and now they would have to focus on the coming future, which is with their child. Later, at night, we see 2 third-level evil spirits enjoying their time somewhere in China. The counters in China have located their location, and now they are going to attack them. When they enter the mansion of those evil spirits, the counter's healer, Miss So, finds a victim in a pretty bad condition lying on the ground. So Miss So starts healing the injuries of that victim. Suddenly, another evil spirit, Wang, comes from a corner and attacks the healer counter, Miss So. Now, there are 3 evil spirits in that mansion, and all of them are very strong. Wang alone kills Miss So and absorbs her soul. The main evil spirit, Huang Pil Guang, kills another counter and absorbs his soul, along with all powers, into his own body. The third evil spirit is Geli Choi, who is fighting another counter and finds it very easy to kill him and then absorb his soul and powers. Meanwhile, the strongest of the counters attack Huang Pil Guang. This counter is good at psychokinesis, like So Moon of Korea. He gives Huang Pil Guang a tough time, but in the end, the evil spirit plays a trick and kills this counter too. Then, Huang Pil Guang absorbs his soul and reclaims a lot of power in his body. With all those new powers, the trio of evil spirits cruise toward Korea. Meanwhile, in the spirit's immigration office, the counterparts of the counters of Korea inform them about what happened in China. They are cautioning the counter of Korea now from those evil spirits because they can absorb the powers of the counters. Also now they already have the powers of the Chinese counters, so it is needed to be cautious about them. Later, some goons of the loan sharks reach the mother and the kid whom the counters earlier saved from the tyranny of their man. Now, the loan sharks want the mother and the kid to pay their loan by giving them their organs. Hannah senses that the family is having a problem, so all the counters quickly leave for the place where the goons are torturing the mother and the kid. The doctor first takes the mother behind the blinds and injects an anesthetic to extract her organs. Right then, the counter reaches there and saves the mother from the goons. They all fight with the bad people, and Mo-Tak saves the kid using his psychokinesis powers when a man throws a knife at him. After some time, the woman comes back to her senses, and both the mother and the child are reunited. The scene shifts to a seemingly dumb boy, Najik Bong, who is caring for some cattle on the outskirts of the city. After his work at the cattle house, Jik Bong goes to see a girl he has met on the internet. But the girl sees Jik Bong for the first time and quickly tries to dodge him somehow. She didn't imagine that the boy would turn out so dumb, so she even leaves her coffee and leaves the place. Jik Bong sees that the girl has left her phone on the table, so he takes the phone and chases the girl outside, who was crossing the road at that moment. She didn't see a truck coming towards her on the road. Luckily, Jik Bong reaches there in time and gives her a kick, pushing her away from the road. Unfortunately, he can't save himself, and the truck collides with him on the road. Mo-Tak is watching the whole scene while passing nearby. He follows the boy to the hospital, where his father is weeping for Jik Bong's better health. Mo-Tak knows that the boy is a perfect fit to become a counter because he values other people's lives on his own. So, he gives the name Jik Bong to the spirit immigration office. After some time, Jik Bong finds himself in a very beautiful space that is definitely not Earth. There, he sees an old lady named Wai Jen, who tells Jik Bong that he is in a vegetative state right now. The chances of Jik Bong coming back to his old life are very minimal, but Wai Jen is there to give him a second life. She wants him to become the counter and fight the evil spirit in his new life. However, Jik Bong doubts his own abilities. He is too weak and timid that he can't imagine himself fighting with anyone. So Wai Jen assures him that he will go through proper training to become a counter before going into the real fight. Jik Bong agrees with her. In the next scene, we see Min Ji in the court hearing about the final verdict of the court against the scammers of the residential area where Min Ji and her husband have lost their money. Unfortunately, the court could not find enough evidence to punish Mr. Park of Baekta Company. After the accidental death of the president of the company, Mr. Park is the one who is questionable in the eyes of the public, so everyone gathers outside the court to stop Mr. Park and question him. However, Mr. Park took a different exit route to avoid the public, but to his surprise, Huang Pil Guang and his associates come there. They also want money from him as the president of Baekta Company, Lee Chung-jae, has also ditched them. Now, the trio threatens Mr. Park and asks him to give their money back. In the meantime, the door of the elevator opens, and Min Ji stands outside the elevator. She has seen them torturing Mr. Park. Kelly quickly pulls Min Ji inside. On the other hand, Ma Ju-suk is at work, and someone informs him to go to the hospital. When he reaches the hospital, he finds out that his wife is dead and Mr. Park is injured but still alive. Everyone is speculating that Mr. Park killed Min Ji when she went there to ask for her money. This news completely breaks the heart of Ma Ju-suk into pieces. Not only his love of life is dead, but his first child in the womb is dead too. His whole world is destroyed. At the funeral, the agents from the Baekta Company try to express their sorrows about Ma Ju-suk's wife, but he considers them the culprit of his wife's death, so he behaves them very rudely. Meanwhile, the evil spirits have got their money from Mr. Park into their bank account after threatening him. They have been living in an elite resort area on the top floors of a high-rise building. From there, Huang Pil Guang sees the lights of the territories called by the counters. He knows that these lights can bring a lot of power to him, so he wants to catch the counters in Korea now. The boy who got an accident, Jik Bong, his soul falls from the skies and comes back into the body present in the ICU of the hospital. He is very happy about getting a new life. Mo-Tak is present there waiting for Jik Bong to wake up. Then Mo-Tak takes Jik Bong to introduce him to other counters, and then the whole team takes a picture to capture the moment. After that, Hannah goes to the hospital to check Mr. Park's memories. There, she learned that Min Ji and Mr. Park were not alone in the elevator. 3 very strong evil spirits were also there, and they possibly killed Min Ji. The following day, Huang Pil Guang comes to the hideout of the counters himself. So Moon quickly identifies him as the evil spirit, but he can't take any action because there are many boys in the restaurant with whom So Moon can't get hurt. So Huang Pil Guang and So Moon fight with each other through their psychokinesis power. Though they are sitting on the chair, their powers are making the glass windows and panels break. Huang Pil Guang also doesn't want to fight physically here because he just came there to assess the power of the counters of Korea. He leaves all the counters without further doing anything. When he goes out, Moon falls on his knees, and his nose bleeds as he uses all his power to stop Huang Pil Guang from hurting anyone in the restaurant. On the other hand, Huang Pil Guang's nose is also bleeding, indicating that So Moon is also very strong. After some time, we see a police mobile transporting Mr. Park to the prison, but Ma Ju-suk comes there with his firefighter vehicle. He crashes into the police vehicle and knocks down all the police officers. Then he enters the vehicle and has a chance to kill Mr. Park, but his inner self stops him from killing a human. He stops there thinking, how can a human kill another human being? Mo Tak also reached there and took Ma Ju-suk with him. Later, we see Ma Ju-suk and So Moon talking to each other because they are good friends. So Moon tries to convince Ma Ju-suk that he is a good man and he should remain a good person, but Ma Ju-suk is consumed by the sadness of the death of his wife and baby. So, he mentions that he is not a good person anymore. Later, when Ma Ju-suk goes inside the prison, some prisoners try to mock him, saying that Ma Ju-suk couldn't even take revenge on his wife. This makes Ma Ju-suk angry, and he starts fighting with them. Soon, the prison guards come there and take Ma Ju-suk to the solitary cell. Ma Ju-suk has no desire to live anymore now. He uses his shirt to make self-made rope and places it in the metal bars of the window to hang himself. When he is ready to commit the unthinkable, an evil spirit comes there and enters his body, stopping Ma Ju-suk from committing the unthinkable. The hatred and depression of Ma Ju-suk is called the evil spirit, and now his body is harboring evil inside him. Back at the hideout of the counter, Jeek Bong smells something very bad. His ability is that he can smell the odor of evil spirits if any are near them. So, all the counters were left in the direction of the smell, according to Jeek Bong's instructions, but they end up in a cattle house, and there is no smell other than the smell of cattle dung. So they think that Jeek Bong just mistook the smell of dung as the smell of an evil spirit. When they are just about to leave, Hannah has visions of someone beating an innocent man. However, the problem is that the visions are from two different places, so Jeek Bong was not completely wrong. So, the counters split into two groups. Miss Cho and Choi Jang-mol go to the art museum, where they find Huang Pil Guang. It was a trap for the counters as Huang Pil Guang wanted So Moon there. He wants the power of the counters after killing them. Wang is also in the art museum and starts attacking the old counters duo. The other group, which is going on a search for evil spirits in the farmlands, is informed about Huang Pil Guang in the art museum. So Moon quickly leaves for the help of the old counters. Back in the art museum, Miss Chu and Choi Jang-mol fight against Wang with all their might. At one point, they are just about to kill Wang, but Huang Pil Guang interferes with his psychokinesis powers. He makes the weapon of Miss Chu, pointing at the Choi Jang-mol. Huang Pil Guang wants the death of Choi Jang-mol at the hands of Miss Chu, but fortunately, So Moon reaches there in time and deflects that weapon in another direction. Now, the fight starts between Huang Pil Guang and So Moon. Both are equally powerful and strong, so the fight is very interesting. Huang Pil Guang hangs So Moon on the wall and says that So Moon also wants to show off his powers by killing the evil spirits. So, Huang Pil Guang is also not wrong as he wants power for himself. So Moon remembers the faces of Min Ji and Ma Ju-suk, thinking that he can't be defeated so soon. He has to take revenge for his friend Ma Ju-suk. So Moon calls the territory, which gives him so much power that he frees himself from the grip of Huang Pil Guang. Then, he binds all the limbs of Huang Pil Guang, making him hang in his ear. Suddenly, Choi Jang-mol comes there, and Huang Pil Guang takes the opportunity. He attracts a gun into his hand and shoots a bullet towards Choi Jang-mol, thinking that So Moon will go towards him to save the old counter. And he is right. So Moon quickly leaps over to Choi Jang-mol and takes the bullet into his own arm. On the other hand, Miss Chu and Mo Tak are able to defeat Wang, and then Miss Chu summons his soul by placing her hand on Wang's chest. Meanwhile, in the farmlands, Hannah and Jeek Bong are alone fighting with Gelly, who is using her extraordinary speed to injure Hannah. As Jeek Bong's smell is not enough to locate the evil spirit, Hannah uses her senses to assess the movements of Gelly and pushes her own punch into the eye of Gelly. This way, Gelly gets badly hurt and leaves quickly from there. Back at the hideout of the counters, Choi Jang-mol is angry at So-moon, saying that he risked his own life to save an old counter who couldn't be of much help to the team. So-moon is the main counter whose powers are enough for the team to rely on. If So-moon is dead, then the team will never be able to fight the evil spirits. So Choi Jang-mol is advising So-moon not to risk his life for anyone else again next time. On the other hand, Kelly is looking at her injured eye in the mirror. She is blinded now by that eye, and she is very angry at Hannah for doing this with her. She is pessimistic that they can't do anything against those counters because they are too powerful. But Hwang Pil-gwang says that it's just the beginning and he will take the powers of these counters at all cost. Meanwhile, Ma Ju-suk is fighting with the evil spirit inside his body. He often wakes up from bad dreams in his cell. But these are not bad dreams but actual conversations with the evil spirit who is provoking him to take action for revenge for his wife's death. The following day, So-moon finds a letter left by Jeek-bongs. In the letter, Jeek-bong mentioned that he is not fit for the counters team and that he is leaving to return to his village. He feels himself too weak to fight the evil spirits. His only power is to smell the evil spirits, but that doesn't work often either. So, all the counters come into his village to convince him to return to the team. But Jeek-bong is still persistent in his decision and doesn't go back, so the counters leave him alone. In the village, Jeek-bong continues having memory flashbacks of his team. He is missing them but still doesn't want to go back. One day, his father sends him to the house of the village head for some work. When Jeek-bong reaches there, he sees that the son of the village head is going to kill his father for not signing some documents. The son wanted to sell the land of their farms to get money and establish a new business. But the father doesn't want this, so the son takes out a knife and attacks his father. Jeek-bong reaches there in time and tries to help the village head in escaping from the hands of his son. Also, Jeek-bong sees that the son is actually an evil spirit. When they are fighting outside, Jeek-bong's father interferes with them to save his son. But the evil spirit even beats the old man, too. Jeek-bong comes in between to save his father but gets hit straight on his nose and falls into the cow dung. Suddenly, his power of smell greatly enhanced and his fighting skills are improved as if the hidden strength of Jeek-bong is awakened. The counters are also coming for help, but Jeek-bong now is enough for that evil spirit. He beats him a lot and then in the end he summons the spirit for the first time in his life. This builds a confidence back into Jeek-bong to fight with evil spirits, so now he is going to join his team soon. On the other hand, Ma Ju-suk is trying to rehearse what to say in court to get out of the charges on his head. The attorney is trying to make him practice those sentences, but the evil spirit is again and again provoking Ma Ju-suk towards violence. The following day in the court, everyone gives the statements, and when it's the turn of Ma Ju-suk's statement, he first says that he regrets the extreme actions he took against Mr. Park. But then Hwang Pil-gwang enters the courtroom with Gelly. Because of this, the evil spirit of Ma Ju-suk also dominates his body, and he says that he will do the same if he gets another chance. Ma Ju-suk claims that he will get revenge for his wife's death by killing the culprits behind it. After hearing this extreme statement, the court doesn't find Ma Ju-suk innocent and sends him back to prison. Outside the courtroom, Moon tries to talk to his friend, but Ma Ju-suk says that he has already told him that he is not a good person. Hwang Pil-gwang estimates the real potential of Ma Ju-suk, so he gets more information about him and then goes to meet him in prison. There, Hwang Pil-gwang intrigues Ma Ju-suk, saying that the real culprit of his wife's death is not Mr. Park but someone else. He is doing this to increase the desire for revenge in the heart of Ma Ju-suk so that the evil spirit completely takes control of Ma Ju-suk's body. The following day, Hannah meets an old friend from her school. He used to love her in the days when Hannah was badly injured and hospitalized for many days. But then Hannah was chosen as counter and she left without saying anything to him. But now the nature has again given them a chance to be together. After that, by using the sense of smell of Jeek-bong, the counters give a chase to Gelly, who was meeting with some people at that time. She wants the money of the president of Baked Company from those people, but the counters have reached there and failed her mission. They give her a chase, but Gelly uses some gas leakage from the pipes to flee from that place. Later, at night, Mo Tak and So Moon go to search a department store because they have got a lead on the scam of Baked Company. As soon as they try to search the computer on that shop, the data is automatically formatted from the computer. Also, a man is seen running from that place to save his life. The counters gave him a chase but could not catch him. They just get a glimpse of the particular tattoo on the neck of that man. On the other hand, Hwang Pil-gwang and Gelly have broken into the prison to meet Ma Ju-suk. They beat him there and also again try to provoke his anger and revenge further. They leave him injured on the floor of the prison gallery and go back. When Ma Ju-suk opens his eyes, he is in the infirmary, and that evil spirit is still convincing him towards violence. Ma Ju-suk wakes up suddenly, considering it a bad dream again. In the infirmary, the bully prisoners are again present, and they are confronted by Ma Ju-suk again. But this time, Ma Ju-suk is under the influence of evil spirits, so he uses his powers to beat those prisoners, and then he breaks out from the jail. Outside the prison, So-moon is standing there and has come to meet his friend Ma Ju-suk. But Ma Ju-suk asks him to leave as he has no intention of killing anyone other than the culprits of his wife's death. But So-moon continues to try to convince him to think positively. They even get into a physical fight. When the police officers come there with their guns pointed at Ma Ju-suk, So-moon diverts them, saving his friend. But Ma Ju-suk takes this opportunity and flees from that place using an old pickup truck parked nearby. Hwang Pil-gwang, along with Gelly, sees the whole scene from his car and is happy about this. Mo Tak goes to check on Mr. Park as he is the first target of Ma Ju-suk. Fortunately, Ma Ju-suk has not reached the place yet. Also, 2 police officers visited the mother of Ma Ju-suk and informed him about the prison break for her son. They ask the mother to call them immediately if Ma Ju-suk comes there to meet her. As soon as the police officers leave the house, Ma Ju-suk comes there to meet his mother. The mother asks him to let himself in, but he denies it. He has come to meet her last time as he is going on a mission from where the return is very difficult. When Ma Ju-suk comes out of the house, many police officers come there, pointing guns at him, but Ma Ju-suk knocks all of them down within seconds. His mother comes from behind again, pleading with him to stop, but Ma Ju-suk doesn't listen to anyone. In the meantime, the counters have reached there, but Ma Ju-suk has gone. So, the counters call the territory to find Ma Ju-suk. To their surprise, Ma Ju-suk is able to communicate through the territory. It's the first time counters have seen such a powerful evil spirit who can communicate the territory of the counters. They discuss the matter with the Seoul immigration officers, who caution the counters not to let the Hwang Pil-gwang and Ma Ju-suk combine. Otherwise, a completely evil spirit will be born, which would be dangerous for the whole world. Later, we see Ma Ju-suk's mother in the hospital, and the counters are visiting her. Ma Ju-suk sees the hospital standing on the roof of another building. Right then, Hwang Pil-gwang and Gelly come there. They try to convince Ma Ju-suk that he should kill everyone who comes into his way of revenge. Firstly, he should kill the counters because they will always be a problem for him. But Ma Ju-suk is still alive behind the dominance of that evil spirit, so he denies killing anyone other than the culprits of his wife's death. This makes Hwang Pil-gwang understand that Ma Ju-suk still needed a push toward violence. To ignite his rage, Hwang Pil-gwang goes to the hospital to kill Ma Ju-suk's mother. He takes down all the hospitals and removes the air tube of Ma Ju-suk's mother, but the counters have reached the hospital at that time, so the evil spirits have to run from there. Luckily, the counters reached the operating room in time and healed the mother of Ma Ju-suk. Meanwhile, Mo Tak is still investigating the people behind Baekta Company because Ma Ju-suk will go behind them one by one, and counters should reach them for their safety. At night, Jeek Bang senses the smell of evil spirits who are at the hospital at that time. This time, they have come to take Mr. Park with them. They inform Ma Ju-suk that Mr. Park is still alive, who was the main culprit of his wife's death. So, Ma Ju-suk's anger increases, and he reaches the location where Mr. Park is present. Hwang Pil-gwang and Gelly are looking from a distance, and the counters are on their way to stop Ma Ju-suk. In an abandoned building, engulfed by his rage, Ma Ju-suk uplifts Mr. Park with one hand. He has all the memories in his head of how he scammed people and then ditched the court. Ma Ju-suk is about to kill Mr. Park when the counters reach there and try to convince him that Mr. Park is not the real culprit of the death of Min Ji. But Ma Ju-suk doesn't believe them and kills Mr. Park there. The counters try to leap toward him to stop him, but he gives them a hard push, making both the counters fall away. Then, Ma Ju-suk absorbs Mr. Park's soul. Seeing all this, So-moon gets serious this time and starts attacking Ma Ju-suk, who is able to defend some of So-moon's first moves. But in the end, the counter dominates over the evil spirit. But still, So-moon's heart doesn't let him hit his old friend, and he stops his punches. Hwang Pil-gwang is watching all this from a distance, so he comes down there. He pushes So-moon and helps Ma Ju-suk flee from there. On the other hand, Gelly goes to Hannah to take revenge for her eye. She is about to kill Hannah, but then the other counters come to help her. While Gelly is still fighting the counters, Hwang Pil-gwang has gone, leaving her alone, so she also runs from that place. Back at the hideout of evil spirits, Hwang Pil-gwang again tries to provoke Ma Ju-suk for violence, but Ma Ju-suk is still persistent on his stance that he just wants the revenge and he will not accompany Hwang Pil-gwang in his mission to get more power. On the other hand, Mo-tak and So-moon gets confronted with each other. Mo-tak asks So-moon why did he not summon the evil spirit of Ma Ju-suk when he had a chance to do so. So-moon replies that he still thinks Ma Ju-suk's conscience is alive in that evil spirit and he wants to give him a chance before killing. Meanwhile, we see that Hwang Pil-gwang tells Ma Ju-suk that the real culprit who scammed him and his wife is still alive. In the next scene, we see the president of Baekdo Company, Lee Chung-jae, present in his mansion. He had faked his own death to avoid the public questions about the scam he did with them. On the other hand, Gilly is angry at Hwang Pil-gwang for leaving her alone with the counters last night, so she is now working alone to get more powers for herself. Hwang Pil-gwang approaches her to convince her to go back with him, but Gilly now knows the real intentions of Hwang Pil-gwang, who just wants more power and nothing else, so she is not going to get together with Hwang again. At the same time, the counters are still investigating the scam of Baekdo Company. They are accumulating all the information available to them from everywhere. Based on this information, they get a lead and go to the goons of Baekdo Company, who were at the time scamming some more people in another locality. The counters save those people from this scam, and Ms. Chu finds a man whom she knew from her past. When the counters are busy with their work, there comes the old boyfriend of Hannah, so the counters take him with them on lunch, and they enjoy quality time together. However, Jeek Bang develops feelings for Hannah, so he leaves the table when he sees another boy with Hannah. Then, Miss Chu goes to that man whom she saw earlier with the goons of the Baekdo Company. He is Lim Jae-yeol, who was the first victim of violence whom Miss Chu had healed. But Lim Jae-yeol doesn't know that he is meeting the same old lady who had healed him 9 years ago. Meanwhile, Hwang Pil-gwang is still busy in igniting the rage against Lee Chung-jae. He remembers the day Ma Ju-suk when Min-ji went to meet Lee Chung-jae, but he behaved very badly with her. He even spat at her and mocked her in front of the people. When Ma Ju-suk came to help, Chung-jae gave him a punch and made him fall away. The narration of this whole incident is enough to ignite the rage and the feeling of revenge in Ma Ju-suk's heart. Back to Miss Chu, who is now saying farewell to Lim Jae-yeol. In the alley, Miss Chu and Mo-tak see a dubious man going towards Jae-yeol's house. He is going there to kill Lim Jae-yeol on the order of the CEO of Baekdo Company because now Jae-yeol is exposed to the police. But the counters come there in time and save the young man. Then, they listen to the voice recording of the man who had ordered the assassination of Jae-yeol. When they are in the middle of finding the location of the man behind the voice, Hannah senses something bad. Ma Ju-suk has reached out to the medical doctor who had signed the forensic reports of the dead body of Lee Chung-jae. Ma Ju-suk is angry at him because he helped Lee Chung-jae in faking his death. So now Ma Ju-suk takes out both of his eyes on the doctor to make him learn a lesson for not watching the dead body clearly. Luckily, the counters reach in time, and Miss Chu heals the doctor's eyes. The following day, Hannah meets her boyfriend, Do-wai, at night. They spend some time together, and when Do-wai is about to propose to Hannah, she asks him not to do so. She wants to end things with him because it's not safe to live with her. Hannah just turns after saying all this, and suddenly, Gilly comes and catches Do-wai from behind. She gives him a kick and throws him away. Then, the fight between Hannah and Gilly starts, in which Gilly targets Hannah's eyes because she is still angry at her for blinding her one eye. But then Do-wai comes in between to save Hannah, and Gilly punches her knuckles straight in the back of Do-wai. Seeing this, Hannah gets angry and starts attacking Gilly again with all her might. But Gilly is still targeting Do-wai as she wants to see Hannah hurt. In no time, Hannah dominates Gilly and is about to kill her when Hwang Pil-gwang comes there and saves Gilly. But Hwang Pil-gwang is not actually saving Gilly. He wants to kill her by his own hands to absorb her power. But first, Hwang Pil-gwang wants to kill Hannah and Do-wai. Luckily, Hannah uses her powers to slip Do-wai away from there. Gilly takes the opportunity and runs to save her life. Other counters also reach there, and Miss Chu healed Do-wai's wound. Then Hannah removes all the memories of them from Do-wai's mind so that Do-wai would not get hurt again for her. After some days, Do-wai becomes busy with his own life without knowing who Hannah really is. The following day, Lim Jae-yeol reaches the mansion of Lee Chung-jae to plead for his life. Lee Chung-jae promises to spare his life, but in return, Lim Jae-yeol has to trap the police officer Mo-tak for him. So, after some time, Miss Chu comes to Lim Jae-yeol's house. She thinks of him as if he is her own son, so she starts cleaning the whole house for him. Lim Jae-yeol comes home and asks her not to do all this, but Miss Chu doesn't listen to him and continues working there. After that, Lin Jae-yul gives her a glass of juice to drink, but there is something mixed in that glass. As soon as Miss Chu drinks that juice, she becomes unconscious. When she opens her eyes, she finds herself bound by ropes at an unknown location, and some goons of Lee Chung-jae are present there. After some time, Mo Tak comes there to save Miss Chu. He beats all the goons in no time and frees Miss Chu from the ropes. Back to Lin Jae-yul, who is walking towards his home and repenting for letting the old lady get into the hands of the goons. Right then, Ma Ju-suk comes there and asks him about Lee Chung-jae's whereabouts. The scene shifts to Lee Chung-jae, who is playing golf at night and abusing his workers. But Ma Ju-suk reaches there to kill Lee Chung-jae before he can hurt anybody. He gives him some straight punches on his mouth, making his nose bleed. Luckily, Mo Tak also reaches there in time and asks Ma Ju-suk to stop. Otherwise, he is going to shoot him. In the time when Mo Tak and Ma Ju-suk fight with each other, Miss Chu takes Lee Chung-jae with her on the golf cart to save his life. This is the same man who had ordered sometime earlier to kill these counters, but now they are saving his life. Mo Tak handcuffs his own hand with the hand of Ma Ju-suk to stop him from going behind Lee Chung-jae. Though the evil spirit inside Ma Ju-suk tries to kill Mo Tak, Ma Ju-suk's conscience saves him and just breaks the handcuffs. Then he goes behind the golf cart, where Miss Chu is taking Lee Chung-jae. He stops the cart and then tries to strangle the neck of Lee Chung-jae with his hands, but So-moon reaches there in time and saves Lee Chung-jae. Seeing So-moon, Ma Ju-suk jumps into the nearby lake water to run away. Ma Ju-suk is badly injured, and his evil spirit is continuously provoking him to kill the counters first before killing Lee Chung-jae, otherwise, they will continue to come his way all the time. Back at the counter hideout, they regret that they have missed Ma Ju-suk again, and by the time they pass, Ma Ju-suk is getting stronger and stronger. On the other hand, Ma Ju-suk goes to Hwang Pil-gwang to join hands with him as he alone can't defeat the counters. So now they make a plan together to kill all the counters at once. The following day, Jeek Bon gets a very bad and strong smell of evil spirits near a resort area. He calls the other counters, and they follow the smell. This time, there are two different smells, meaning that Hwang Pil-gwang and Ma Ju-suk are together waiting for the counters to come there. Moon tries to call the territory, but they are on the top floors of a very high-rise building, so it's no use for them. Soon, Ma Ju-suk and Hwang Pil-gwang will make their appearance there. The counters start fighting with them. Hwang Pil-gwang knocks down all other counters while Ma Ju-suk is about to succeed in taking down So-moon. But here comes a twist. Gelly suddenly appears there. She has come to know that all the counters have got their powers after a near-death incident, so she removes the memories of that incident from So-moon's mind, thinking that it will also deprive him of his powers. At the Seoul Immigration Office, the old lady White Jen also disappears as this memory is wiped out. So-moon goes into a coma, and Gelly starts jumping with happiness. But Hwang Pil-gwang didn't want this as he wanted to get the powers of So-moon for himself. So he gets angry and gives a hard blow to Gelly. Then he starts beating the other counters one by one because he doesn't even want to miss the powers of these counters too. Jeek Bong tries to flee from that place, taking So-moon with him, but Ma Ju-suk interferes and uplifts So-moon with his one hand. It seems like it's the end of the counters here, but then Choi Jang-mol comes there with a machine gun in his hands. He starts shooting at the evil spirits, and the counters get a chance to flee from there. Mo Tak here helps the team with his exceptional strength of bearing the psychokinesis attack. On their way back, the team is weeping for their strongest member, So-moon, who is still in a coma. On the other hand, Ma Ju-suk is doubtful after seeing Gelly interfering with the memories. He has doubts that Hwang Pil-gwang has cheated him and interfered with his memories, making him think that Mr. Park killed his wife. In the meantime, Hannah enters the mind of So-moon to get him back to real life. But inside, So-moon doesn't want to come out because he thinks that people always get hurt when So-moon is near them. Thus, fear of his is not letting him come out of that vegetative state. So they discuss the matter with Seoul immigration officers, who also have no idea what to do in this condition because the most senior Seoul officer, White Jen, disappeared suddenly when So-moon went into a coma. The following day, Miss Chu goes to meet Lin Jae-yul and hope that he will get them reached to Lee Chung-jae this time. Miss Chu reveals that she is the same woman who had helped him 9 years ago. After listening this, Lin Jae-yul feels guilty of ditching the old savior of his. At night, Lin Jae-yul takes the counters to the shipping port from where Lee Chung-jae is about to flee from the country. Also, Gelly comes there, but this time, Hannah already has a plan for her. She lures Gelly to a dark bunker and asks Jeek Bong to lock it when Gelly comes inside. After closing the bunker, it gets very dark inside. Hannah uses her extraordinary senses in that darkness to fight Gelly, who is getting some challenges this time. On the other hand, Lee Chung-jae is angry at Lin Jae-yul for bringing the counters there, so Lee Chung-jae points his gun at Miss Chu first to kill her. But Lin Jae-yul comes in front of Miss Chu and takes the bullet for himself. Then Lee Chung-jae is again going to target Miss Chu, but Mo Tak comes there in time and saves his fellow counter. He takes the gun from Lee Chung-jae and arrests him for his wrongdoings. Meanwhile, Gelly is trying to make holes in the bunker walls to get some light. But Hannah doesn't give her enough time to get accustomed to the environment. Hannah knocks her down and then summons her soul by placing her hand on the chest of Gelly. It's a big success for the counters, which they celebrate with the Seoul immigration officers. When Gelly is being taken to the police station, Hwang Pil-gwang comes there and stops the police mobile. He kills Gelly with his own hands and absorbs her power. The following day, Hannah again goes inside the mind of So Moon to wake him up, but So Moon is still fighting with his own thoughts. He thinks that his whole team of counters is dead because of him, as he was sent into a coma at the time when counters were losing to the evil spirits. But Hannah tells him that all the counters are still alive, and she also gives him back some of his lost memories. So Moon is still lost in the bad memories, like the memory of his family when they were in the car and met an accident. Hannah is determined that this time, she will fetch So Moon back to life at all costs, so she continues going with him everywhere. When in one memory, Hannah is in danger, the strong will of So Moon to help the people wakes up, and he saves Hannah from the accident. This makes So Moon comes back to life, and he also takes White Jen with him back to the Seoul immigration office. On the other side, the evil spirits, Ma Ju-suk, is still questioning Hwang Pil-gwang, but Hwang Pil-gwang here reveals his true self to him. He says that he wants to kill Ma Ju-suk now to absorb his powers, but Ma Ju-suk dodges the attack of Hwang Pil-gwang somehow and leaves that place. Then he goes to kill Lee Chung-jae, who is being transported in the police vehicle to the prison. The counters that are protecting the vehicle are sighted by Ma Ju-suk first, and then he takes the whole bus with him, in which Lee Chung-jae is present. He drives the bus to the memorial of his wife, and there he runs the engines of the bus so fast that it could blow out, exploding Lee Chung-jae and Ma Ju-suk himself with it. But the mother of Ma Jae-suk happens to come there. She starts pleading with his son to leave the man and come out of the bus to turn himself in. Right then, the evil spirit of Ma Ju-suk dominates his body, forcing him to kill his own mother. He wants to stop himself but cannot because he is so consumed in the fire of rage that he is losing control over his own body in the hands of that evil spirit. Luckily, So Moon comes there and saves the old lady. He fights with Ma Ju-suk there. During the fight, Ma Ju-suk has a chance to kill So Moon, but his inner consciousness wakes up for a moment, and he stabs himself with the broken mirror and then flees from that place. Later, So Moon uses his territory to communicate with Ma Ju-suk, who is sitting on a rooftop, depressed about what he has become. So Moon tells him that his mother is not feeling well and is hospitalized. So Moon mentions that he knows somewhere inside Ma Ju-suk's evil spirit, the good spirit of his friend is still present, so he asks Ma Ju-suk to come to the hospital to let himself in. These words of So Moon melt Ma Ju-suk down, and he goes towards the hospital while his evil spirit is pushed back. Here comes another twist when Hwang Pil-gwang reaches the hospital building with the head of Lee Chung-jae. He throws his head on the floor and reveals that it was not Lee Chung-jae who was really behind the scam of Baked Company. He was just a pawn, and the real mastermind of that scam was Hwang Pil-gwang himself. Everything is being recorded and broadcast live on the TV channels. Ma Ju-suk is also watching TV at the hospital. Hwang Pil-gwang also reveals that he was the one who forced Mr. Park to kill Min-ji. This revelation ignites the fire of revenge again in the heart of Ma Ju-suk, and he comes there to kill Hwang Pil-gwang this time. He fights with the police officers first and then strangles the neck of Hwang Pil-gwang with his own hands. With a click, he snips the neck of Hwang Pil-gwang and then absorbs his soul. However, it turns out that it was all a plan of Hwang Pil-gwang, who wanted his soul to meet the evil spirit of Ma Ju-suk's body so that a completely evil spirit would be born out of it. So now, actually, the body is of Ma Ju-suk's, but the soul is of Hwang Pil-gwang with a lot of power inside. The counters are also worried about how they would be able to defeat this completely evil spirit as they are not powerful enough. So White Jen orders them to kill Hwang Pil-gwang, this time at all costs, without summoning his soul because it would be a lot more dangerous for the counters to summon such an evil spirit. But killing Hwang Pil-gwang means killing Ma Ju-suk this time, which So Moon doesn't do as he thinks that Ma Ju-suk is still trapped inside the body somewhere. Although all the counters are against his views, they want Huang Pil Guang dead before he makes any other victims of his evil nature. On the other hand, we see Huang Pil Guang happy after gaining all the power he could to himself. So Moon and Hannah join hands and decide to defeat Huang Pil Guang in his mind. They don't talk about this to other counters, and so Moon calls the territory to communicate with Huang Pil Guang's mind. Once inside, So Moon tries to find Ma Ju-suk, but the evil spirit strangles So Moon from behind. He is about to be killed when a slight light comes from somewhere, and a voice asks So Moon to go back. It's definitely Ma Ju-suk who is still there helping So Moon. In the meantime, Mo Tak goes to find out about Huang Pil Guang with his assistant Kang Han Ui. Huang Pil Guang uses the hands of Kang Han Ui to point the gun at his own head. Under the influence of Huang Pil Guang, Han Ui was going to take his own life, but Mo Tak saved him. Then, Huang Pil Guang makes his appearance with a completely changed look. He has changed the body of Ma Ju-suk according to his own style. There, Mo Tak starts fighting with Huang Pil Guang, but the evil spirit is too strong this time, and Mo Tak cannot stand a chance against him. Even the bullets could not hurt him anymore. During the fight, Huang Pil Guang kills Han Ui, but Mo Tak is able to save himself and flee away. Back at the counter's hideout, Mo Tak gathers a lot of ammunition this time to kill Huang Pil Guang. So Moon tries to stop him, saying that they should consider saving Ma Ju-suk first before killing Huang Pil Guang. But Mo Tak is under much grief after the death of his assistant that he gives a punch to So Moon for taking the side of the evil spirit all the time. He takes Hannah with him and goes back to the place where he encountered Huang Pil Guang earlier. But they are surprised to see that neither Huang Pil Guang is there nor the dead body of Han Ui. On the other hand, So Moon is worried about his friend, who was once a very good person, and now he is killing people without any second thought. Meanwhile, Mo Tak and Hannah visit the hospital in the hope that Han Ui will still be alive. And luckily they find Han Ui on a bed there. When Hannah checks the memories of Han Ui, she finds out that Ma Ju-suk healed the injuries of Han Ui after Huang Pil Guang killed him. Ma Ju-suk took control back on his body for some time to heal the young man. Now Mo Tak is also convinced that Ma Ju-suk is still trapped inside somewhere. After some time, Jeek Bong vomits due to the extreme smell of the evil spirit that is approaching their hideout. At that time, only Miss Chu, Choi Jang-mol, and Jeek Bong are present at the headquarters. Other counters are informed about the situation and asked to come back as soon as possible. Choi Jang-mol makes a plan to divert Huang Pil Guang's attention, and in the meantime, Jeek Bong activates the bomb inside the headquarters to explode the whole building. In this way, they would be able to kill Huang Pil Guang. But before their plan works, Huang Pil Guang pulls Jeek Bong away from the controls of that bomb. Luckily, So Moon reaches there in time. He starts fighting with the evil spirit but soon realizes that this time, the evil spirit is much stronger than him. So he takes the other counters out of the bunker room and activates the bomb while he and Huang Pil Guang are still inside. He is going to sacrifice his life for the safety of others. Inside the bunker, Huang Pil Guang continues beating So Moon, who was just passing the time to wait for the explosion. In the meantime, Hannah and Mo Tak have also reached there and pulled up the door of the bunker to enter with the other counters. They say that they will fight till the last breath together, and if they have to die, then they will die together while fighting this evil spirit. So it's just 4 minutes, and they all have to keep the evil spirit inside the bunker for 4 more minutes. They team up again and start attacking Huang Pil Guang from all sides. But Huang Pil Guang is still more powerful than all of them combined. He beats everyone one by one. After that, the counters devise a plan and capture the evil spirit with all of their psychokinesis power combined. So Moon enters Huang Pil Guang's mind to defeat him from the inside. But the evil spirit inside him is also too strong. It uplifts So Moon with just one hand, and his friends outside are about to die. Then a tear of So Moon falls from his eyes down for his friends, and this awakes Ma Ju-suk. Suddenly, a bright light appears inside the mind of Huang Pil Guang, dulling the influence on the body. Ma Ju-suk makes his body run and strikes with a big pole in front of him, which pierces his body. Also, Moon takes the opportunity to summon the evil spirit from inside the mind. This proves very helpful, and eventually, Huang Pil Guang leaves the body of Ma Ju-suk. Then, Moon meets the soul of Ma Ju-suk inside his mind. Ma Ju-suk doesn't want to come back to life because he finds himself guilty of everything and wants to die. But So Moon succeeds in convincing him to go back to life, as now the evil spirit that made him do all the bad deeds is gone. Back in the world, Miss Chu heals the wound of Ma Ju-suk's body. Also, we see that Huang Pil Guang has reached the Immigration Seoul office where Wigan opens the door of the eternal hell for him and send him there. Back at Earth, Ma Ju has recovered from his injuries and he is being taken to the police station for his punishment of the crimes. The police mobile is stopped because his mother wants to see him for one last time. Also, after some days, Ma Ju Suk meets his wife in the paradise. Back to the counters, which are now at the Seoul Immigration Office. They are planning to enhance their skills because the evil spirits will keep coming with more talents and dangerous powers. For this purpose, Moon is being sent to the other counters in other regions to train them in their strengths. Also, Hannah reunites with her love of life, Duai. Lin Jae-yul becomes the son of Miss Chu and starts spending time with her. Everyone's life is back to normal while So Moon is seen in Germany making new friends. He even takes one of his friends to meet White General when So Moon's tour is completed after several months. He comes back to fight the evil spirits along with the other fellow counters in Korea. Now they are more experienced and more talented. Also, their uniform is changed from a tracksuit to a black formal suit.